Hi, Paul Higgins here. What we're going to look at in this tutorial is installing Sat2Chart. So we're going to use this website, SoggyPaw's Sat2Chart. I'm going to put that link in the description for this tutorial if you need it. So we're going to go there and do everything. Follow the instructions in there. The requirements for Sat2Chart are, there's some mandatory things. One of them is Windows. It has to be Windows version 7 to version 11. It can be Windows that is running on a Mac or Linux if it's running in a virtual machine. The other thing that's mandatory is OpenObjectRex, the 32-bit version. Where's the cursor? And GDAL. This is the Geospatial Data Abstraction Library. It's an open source library for reading and writing raster and vector spatial data formats. So you're going to need that if you don't already have it installed. And then we're going to need the actual Sat2Chart Windows installer. And we may need a fix for one of the programs within Sat2Chart is called View.exe. It's an image editor, and it may be needing a fix. And if we do, we'll test to see if we need that. Okay, the first one is the OpenObjectRex 32-bit. So if we go to the SoggyPaws website, you'll see right here it has a link to download OORex, so we just click it. Now the next one is the GDAL. So we go back to the site here, and GDAL, you have to go down here to installing GDAL, and here is the download for it. So you click that, and it downloaded it. And the next one is the Sat2Chart Windows installer, and that's right at the top here. The download Windows installer, so we click on that. Okay, this one you have to verify. You have to say keep. And down here you have to say keep anyway. Okay, it's downloaded. The next one is the View.exe fix, and that is down here. Down here, this is the fix. You can download it here. We click that. It downloads it. Okay, so they're all downloaded. Okay, the next thing is we have all those things downloaded. Here's our download directory. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, including the OORex. So, okay, now that we got all those files downloaded, let's install them. First one being OpenObjectRex. So if we go back to our downloads here, there's OpenObjectRex right here. So we're going to click it, double click it with our left button, and it asks us if we want to install this, allow this app. Say yes. And then down here on our taskbar, you'll see the OpenObjectRex setup. And it has to be at least version 5, and it has to be the 32-bit version. So you press next, and we have to agree to the license, and we're going to install all this stuff. Press next, and now it asks us where you want to install it. So if you don't want to install it on the C drive, you can change it right here. And then we're going to create file associations for it, and we're going to create these things. We press next, and the full path is to a notepad editor. I don't know why they have that. And we just keep clicking next until we get to the actual install, and it installs it. And next, and it's finished. We don't want a shortcut, so we'll just say finish. Okay, it's installed. Okay, the next one is GDAL. So we go back to our downloads here, and here's GDAL. Is GDAL 204. Now you might want to make sure that you don't have it installed already, or if you have an older version. So to do that, we're going to go to our system here. We're going to go to apps, installed apps, and we're going to check if we have GDAL installed, and we don't. If you have it installed and it was less than 204, you would have to uninstall it and install the new version. So it's not installed, so we're going to go back and install it. So we'll go back to our downloads here. There's GDAL 204. Double click it, preparing to install. Next. Agree to the license. Next. Now what you want to do here, it asks you the setup type. Make sure you select typical and install. And again, you can't see it, but it asks for it, can we install this app? So you just say yes. And it completed, it's finished. And that's all there's to it. Okay, the next one we want to install is the Sat2Chart Windows installer. So go back to our download windows here, our download directory, and here's Sat2Chart version 19010 exec. That's the latest one as of this time. So we double click it, and it comes up and says select the package. So you click this, you click install, and it'll say next, agree to the license, next, next, and install. And again, you can't see it, but it asks that dinging sound. It asks if you want to install this, so you have to reply yes to that message. And it finished. Now when it finishes, there is a checkbox here, launch Sat2Chart. Make sure that is checked before you actually press finish. Press finish, and it's going to bring up Sat2Chart. Now it has a please wait here, and it really means that. Don't do any clicking in here until it's finished, until it says that please wait disappears. Want to check for a newer version? No. Okay, it's finished. It's installed. Okay, it's installed. Now what do you do? Well, you learn more about it. If you go to the tutorials here, there's all sorts of tutorials. The first one you might want to look at is the Sat2Chart General It tells you all about the fields, and it even shows you how to make a single chart. And then you look at the other tutorials here, they get gradually more advanced. And if you like, you can look at all the tutorials by pressing this button right here. Okay? Now, if you go to my desktop here, you'll see that there is a... Okay, you can see on my desktop there is a shortcut here for the new version. So if you were to double click that, it would start up Sat2Chart. Also, if we go to Windows directory here, under the on the C drive, you'll see a directory called Sat2Chart. If you open that, you'll see all the versions that we've just installed, and this is the new one we just installed right here. Okay, and the last thing we want to do is test if the view exec fix is needed. Now to do that, go back to our Sat2Chart directory here and the new version, and if you open it and you go right to the bottom, you'll see we have the view exec here. Now what you want to test to see if it works, just double click it, and if it brings up the view editor here, nothing in it, but if it brings it up fine, then you don't need the fix. But if you double click that and it gets an error message saying there's a DLL missing, you're going to have to install the fix. So you'd have to come back to our downloads here and install this here file right here. And that will install the fix. But we don't need it. Okay, now there are some optional things that you probably want to install. One of them being SAS Planet. And that is really not optional. It's probably mandatory. Without that, you're not going to produce many charts. So there is a complete other tutorial. It's called Installing a New Version of SAS Planet, a tutorial. So you would go back and to our Sat2Chart tutorials and find this here, Installing a New Version of SAS Planet. And you can watch it and see how you install a new version of SAS Planet. The other thing you might want to install is Google Earth Pro. You can still create charts from it, and it also comes in handy for various utilities to display KML files, which some of the functions of Sat2Chart actually produce KML files. And the last thing is OpenCPN, a navigation program, one of the best. So you probably want to install that. You'd have to go onto the internet and search for OpenCPN and download that and install it. Okay. We installed the OpenObjectRex 32-bit. We installed GDAL. We installed our new Sat2Chart window. And we tested if a fix was needed. And there wasn't. Thank you for watching.